Why do we do a vocal cool down?
So I connected immediately to exercise, right? Like we're working with muscles here and our muscles are working out. So this actually just happened to me. I went to the gym and I lifted and I was like, I don't need to stretch. And then I like couldn't extend my arm because my biceps were like, ugh.
Yeah.
So we need to stretch our bodies before and after high intensity activities.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. That's why we warm up. That's why we cool down, with lots of other reasons as well. So that's one, because that stiffness comes, the lactic acid pools in your muscles, and you just don't want to feel stiff. You also don't want to wake up the next day out of balance.
That's the big one. I feel like if I don't do a cool down, it takes me that much longer to warm up the next day.
Yep.
Hey Voxstar, and welcome to From Singer to Artist. I'm Lara Chapman, award-winning singer and songwriter turned viral vocal coach and the host of this show. At VoxTape Studios, we help singers from all over the world level up their voices by teaching them the 3 fundamental skills all singers need: technique, awareness, and artistry. Whether you're looking to go pro or just develop your voice for fun, my team and I are here to help. Check the link in the description to book your first session or grab some of our other resources. Alrighty, are you ready? Let's get started. Today, we have a vocal cool down for you, and I'm joined by our wonderful coach. Hello, Emily.
Hello.
You're going to walk us through a vocal cool down, and we're going to do this actually right now, but at the end of the vocal cool down, we're quickly going to talk about why we do this in the first place. And if this is your first time watching or listening, please listen to the entire thing, because we're going to have some really important information after we do the cool down, but we wanted to do the cool down first.
Yeah.
So that, if you're a repeat listener or viewer, you don't have to do the entire video again, and you don't have to go and skip and find it. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So let's first do the cool down, and I'm actually in for a little treat because Emily is going to walk us through it.
All right. Well, I always start my cool downs with an SOVT slide. It's just a check-in. Let's see what's going on, right? So we're just going to start. I prefer a tongue trill for my SOVT. You can do any sort of SOVT. Blowfish, pufferfish, tongue trill, lip trill. The raspberry is what I do. So we're going to do slide. All right. In whatever octave is right for you.
Okay.
We'll go. And wonderful. Make sure you're leaning into that slide. Just a couple more up. And we'll head back down. Nice.
Love.
Nice.
We really went all the way down there.
Yeah, we want to go to, we'll talk about it more later, but you want to stick in your comfortable range.
Okay.
We kind of push those boundaries just a tiny bit on either side.
Okay.
Yeah. So next up is going to be singing in the opposite register that you just were. So if you've been doing a lot of belting and like this, we're going to want to just do a nice, light, breathy head voice.
Cool.
So we're just going to do this. That's a little high. We'll start here. On a whoo. Ooh. So we're going to do whoo. That's our pattern. Da, 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 da. Here. Whoo.
Love.
Yeah. So ready? And ooh, ooh,
Is it okay to start opening up a little bit more up
it's
here?
okay to start opening
Okay.
up. We're just trying to keep it as comfortable as possible. Just kind of letting the air flow.
Okay, I'm like, I need to start opening up, otherwise I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
eat
yeah.
this note.
Otherwise, we're
Yeah.
in head voice. At some point, as you go up, everything becomes
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah. We'll do this one again. And drop out when you need to. Only one more up. And back down just a couple. Last one. How you feeling so far?
Great. Actually, it's nice. We're filming this early in the morning,
Yeah.
so I'm like, this is my warm up.
Yeah, well, that's like a great point. Warm-ups and cool downs are very similar. The same way you stretch before you exercise and after. So our next thing is, if you just spend a lot of time, you live it up here.
Yeah. Ariana Grande, hello.
Yeah, you're doing whistle tones. You maybe don't need to cool down your head voice as much. You've been there, right? You've been spending a lot of time there. So we're going to hop right into chest voice. We talked about doing this on a little bit of vocal fry.
Yeah.
So let's just find your vocal fry. You don't want your vocal fry to feel like, you want it to feel like, like when you're a kid and you're like, look at this new sound I can make.
Yeah, exactly.
Or first thing in the morning.
Or your Kim Kardashian.
Or your Kim Kardashian down here. Something that we can do in vocal fry is just go in and out of a pitch. So we're just going to go. Still keeping it light in chest voice.
Okay, nice.
So we'll do this. We're just going to go down a little low. You can probably go a little further than I can. We'll start here. And... yeah.
Do you end on fry or end on clean?
Let's end on fry.
End on fry.
So fry, note, fry, note, fry.
Okay, cool.
We'll do this one more time. Nice. people. We'll just do 2 more.
Okay.
I'm going to let you take it away. And one more down. Love it, bass. Kind of sounds like a phone vibrating. If it sounds like a phone vibrating, you're doing it exactly as intended.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, we're gonna go up just a couple to get us back to neutral. Last one. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Woo.
Our very final step is just, we want to make sure that all of our articulators are relaxed.
Cool.
So you can just put your hands on your cheeks. I rest my tongue on my bottom lip, and we're just going to sigh. This is pitchless, I'll say.
Okay.
We're not being super specific. We're just checking, is my voice in balance?
Yeah.
So we're going to go.
Okay, cool. So don't push for a specific note.
Yeah,
just
don't push for a specific note. We're going to guide you middle, a little higher, back to middle, a little lower, but we're not pushing your range here.
Okay.
So let's do call and response so we don't have to try to guess this. Okay. So we're not trying to guess.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll just start with back up to the middle. And we'll pause there.
Okay, nice. That
All
feels
right.
so easy.
Yes, and it's a nice way. I like that last one as a way to check, like, all right, we brought the voice to balance. Is it actually?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's all you need for a cool down.
I love it.
There you go.
Thank you so much, Emily.
Yeah, of course.
Alrighty, let's look overall first, and then we'll go into each exercise again to just be like, okay, this is why we're doing this, and this is what you need to pay attention to, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
But overall, why do we do a vocal cool down?
So I connected immediately to exercise, right? Like we're working with muscles here and our muscles are working out. So this actually just happened to me. I went to the gym and I lifted and I was like, I don't need to stretch. And then I couldn't extend my arm because my biceps were like, ugh.
Yeah.
So we need to stretch our bodies before and after high intensity activities.
Yeah.
That's just how it goes. That's why we warm up. That's why we cool down, with lots of other reasons as well. So that's one, because that stiffness comes, the lactic acid pools in your muscles, and you just don't want to feel stiff. You also don't want to wake up the next day out of balance.
That's the big one. I feel like if I don't do a cool down, it takes me that much longer to warm up the next day.
Yep. Yeah, because if you're like doing a bunch of stuff here, and then you never bring your larynx back down, and then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and you're like, good morning, I'm still here. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I compare it to like a marathon runner.
Absolutely.
Like somebody who just ran a marathon, doesn't finish cross the finishing line, and then it's like they just lay down and go to bed. They keep walking.
Yeah, you have to keep walking. You have to keep using your muscles. You're also probably going to keep talking for the rest unless it's the very final thing you do at the end of the night.
Yeah.
You're going to keep talking through the rest of the day. So you don't want to just keep pushing these muscles in a way that just feels physically uncomfortable for you.
Yeah.
And keeps everything out of balance.
And like we just saw, it doesn't take a lot of time.
No, it takes
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And you're done.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be
Easy.
crazy. Okay.
Exactly.
So the big thing is it's good for your vocal health.
Yes. Yes.
And it makes your voice feel better throughout the rest of the day. And the next morning when you sing again, or the next day, if you sing in the morning or in the afternoon, doesn't matter. Just the next day, you warm up more quickly, everything gets easier. So, take the extra 5 minutes at the end of your session so that you don't have to spend an extra 10 minutes the next day.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's start digging into exercises.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, let's look at each exercise. So we started with an SOVT. Why do we start with an SOVT?
So SOVTs send the air pressure that you're sending out, right? That it sends some reverse air pressure back to the vocal fold level, and because of inertia and physics and all that fun stuff, it reduces pressure at the vocal fold level. It keeps everything relaxed. So if you have been doing high intensity singing, which is to say, if you sing 1 2-minute song that's like super easy, you might not need a cool down after that, right? It's the same as like if I go on a 5-minute walk, I don't need to like
stretch after,
you know, like you're probably fine, right? I mean, your body best, but so I immediately want to just bring the pressure down to start, right? And it's also a nice check-in with the air. If the tongue is trilling, if air is coming out the blowfish, anything you need to do, we're keeping the air flowing. We're not holding it back. We're therefore just releasing the rest of our body as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So I start there. I always like to slide. When I said lean into the slide, by that I mean instead of really or go through all the ugly parts, basically.
Yes.
Don't worry about aesthetics when you're in this exercise.
Girl. Vocal exercises are not here to make you sound pretty. Yeah. That's just not what they're here for.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times when I do slides with singers, something like a happens. And it's not like a like the slide is not really happening.
We want to get your larynx flexible. That's the key. Flexibility and control. Here's the life hack. Flexibility and control is the keys to unlock your voice. Ooh. There's your clip.
Okay, yes. Clip that.
Yeah, flexibility and control. Because if you think about it, when you want to put artistry in, you need flexibility, you need control, you need the ability on top of lots of other things, right? Like the purpose of technique is to get us there.
Yes.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But flexibility, right? Another thing to do is while you're doing a slide, put your hand on your larynx. You don't have to grab it, but just feel here. Let's just do that. That's a little high.
Yeah, you definitely
feel
it
moving up and down and up and down, just gently. It's not tugging, it's not pulling. It's if you feel that and it does not move at all, it feels still. There's an obstacle in your way, right? We don't have a ton of flexibility. If it feels stuck here, you're just gonna wanna find a big sigh, a big yawn. Where it feels really low in your throat. Another thing is to think about talking down here, like you're narrating an audiobook. Right? And if it feels stuck really low, then maybe just start getting a little brighter. Play around with your voices.
Yeah, character voices.
Impressions. That's how you get there. That's how you find that flexibility. So
love it.
Those are some ways if you are not experiencing that. If it's not like bump, 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 right? Like it's a small movement, but it would definitely be helpful if you do feel movement there.
Yeah. I especially felt it on the octave one, the last one. The first one, just over the third, I think, is like, there's barely anything happening.
Yeah, there might not be. I mean, it's such a small amount of musical space. Yeah.
Also, I'm not used to doing slides over a third. So it took me a little bit to like, not immediately go to the fifth.
Yes.
So like, oh my God. Okay, no, hold on. Just the third. Don't go so high.
Everyone who works with me is like, how do you come up with these things?
Yeah. Well, talking about how do you come up with these things, the next one, the high one that we did was, just, you just played the chord.
Yeah.
And then what was it? So it's like a little swingy.
Yeah, it's a swingy because I love just playing things in major chords because of my piano skills. So I do what I do best and mess with the rhythm.
Fair.
So you just swing it a little bit.
Yeah.
I also like exercises to feel a little fun, even if they're just like your simple piano-based ones.
Yeah.
So I know for myself as a singer, I will definitely just like get in the zone and just ooh, like make it my thing. It also just helps again with control. Like, can you can you do that little sustain in there?
Yeah. And then the quickly moving to the next notes, the flexibility there, right? The agility, essentially.
Flexibility and control. It's all about, I'm all about flexibility and control.
So with that, I found myself needing to open up a little bit more to like a, on the very high notes. It turned more into an than an there.
That's totally okay.
Okay.
This is another thing with cool downs. At least from my perspective, I'm typically not very much like, it has to be an because that's the only way for it to be healthy. Like that's not the case. It can be an if any of these are like, wow, the feels really tight for me, do it on an do it on what feels most comfortable for you.
What about like an E?
An E, I love an E.
Okay.
I love an E in head voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like a
yeah, absolutely. It's also a great replacement for that because we're doing something a little more closed instead of just opening to the But I did say in head voice, as you start getting higher, eventually, especially if you're not like training classically, it all turns into an
Okay. Okay.
It all does.
And so how high should we go?
Yeah.
And that's going to be different for everybody, I assume.
Absolutely. Because my high, for me, like I'll probably, depending on what I'm singing, I'll probably go up to like a C-ish.
Okay, for your cool down.
For my cool down, because that's like when I warm up, usually I take students up to about F sharp, technically speaking, but generally speaking, you want to stay within the bounds of your comfortable range.
Yeah.
So we have our total range and our comfortable range, right? Our comfortable range is anything you wake up and you can just go, hey.
But that's already hard for me.
See, exactly. So one thing I've learned a lot as a teacher is like, not everyone's a soprano, Emily.
Yeah. Not me, for sure.
So for you, it would probably be like, hey.
Hey. Yeah, that's probably the end of my comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, so if that's an E, I would probably take you to an F sharp.
Okay, cool.
I like to go just a nudge above the comfortable range, not like way out of what you can do, but just something to really get that head voice muscle to stretch a little bit.
Yeah. I have to work really, I have to work really hard, meaning like physically I have to work really hard, but it took me a lot of work over many years to develop a high range. My voice just did not want to stretch.
Yeah.
But now I can go up to E on a miracle day, not even a good day.
Here?
On a miracle day, I can squeeze that out. But comfortably, like without like, you just said just waking up in the morning and just going, like absolutely not. Like not even close to that. But if I'm warming up and I'm actively working on it, I can.
Yeah.
It just takes extra effort.
Yes.
Right?
And it's funny because this showed up when we were doing the low thing and I was like, all you. Like for me, I typically warm my head voice up to an E. If I'm feeling really excited, I'll just keep going until I can no longer, right? Like,
I mean, I can literally no longer after E. Like, this is my max. But I try and get myself to do it every day because I feel like my voice needs it.
Yes.
But for a cool down, it's different.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, that's a great point. Jumping into, did we have anything else to say about the head voice?
No.
It can open up. We're just keeping it light and breathy.
Breathy. Yeah. Why breathy?
Light and breathy. We don't need to do any more high intensity activity. So we're just going to let the air flow. It's all about flow, keeping your body relaxed, getting everything back to neutral. If you're feeling tight, you can shake your head, all of that fun stuff. You could do ooh, and it would still be beneficial. Yeah. Right? But I personally like to add the breathiness. Ooh, so we don't have to worry about getting as firm of closure at the vocal fold level.
It's funny because I feel like some people out there are scared to do both of the things that we did today, breathy and vocal fry.
Oh yeah, we're pushing your boundaries.
Because they're like, oh my God, no, that's going to hurt my voice. I heard somebody say that this is going to hurt my voice.
Anything that lives in an extreme, that's what's not great for you. It's like if I do a million bicep curl. This my bicep curl. A million bicep curls with something really heavy, and that's all I do. That will not be good for you, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing else is in balance. You're just working this out.
Yeah.
So if I like only use 1 pound weights on one thing and I use 20 pound weights on everything else.
Yeah.
It's like living in those extremes. That's where you get out of balance. Mm-hmm. And then being out of balance can tilt you toward injury, the scary word. Right?
Yeah.
Right? Can tilt you toward injury. Yeah. So,
but doing this cool down, both the breathy one and the vocal fry one, you're going to be just fine.
Yeah. Oh, I also want to note about breathy. There's and there's that second one, I just shoved that air out.
Yes.
That's not going to be comfortable. You'll likely get a little tickle in the throat.
And dry out really quickly.
Dry out. It's not comfortable. So we don't need to push the air out. I often talk about the voice and the breath as, I view them as like levels, right? Like I can move the voice down as in volume, pressure, phonation in general, right? And keep the breath up, or I can bring the breath down and put the voice up. So when they're balanced, it's ooh. When the voice is up and I don't move the breath, it's ooh. And when the voice is down and I don't move the breath, it's ooh.
Yeah.
So those are just some different ways to move around your voice, but you don't have to, in order to make something breathy, you don't have to shove your breath all the way up. Mm-hmm. You just
reduce the voice down.
Yeah, bring the voice down.
This is going to get into a whole other thing.
Oh, I know.
if I'm going to go down on that tangent, but I always talk about that when it comes to power in your overall voice.
Yeah.
Everybody's always like, how can I make the high notes more powerful? I'm like, that is just 50% of the equation.
Yeah.
The other 50% is how can I actually make everything more even so you actually reduce the power on the top notes without flipping into a head voice, right?
Yeah.
But that gets you to a more even thing too. Anyways.
Yes. Okay. I know. We just need to like set the camera and be like, all right.
Yes, just a rant. Just like a 10-hour thing. We're just gonna keep going and not
we'll just live stream for days.
Yes. Oh my God. Just nerding out.
Yeah.
I love it. So moving on to the fry one.
Yep. Yeah, the fry. When you're in fry, your vocal folds are barely touching. We're way closer to chest voice. One thing I want to note is I mentioned you want to cool down on the opposite register that you were just in. So it's possible if you've been belting your face off to just do the head voice one and then the sigh at the end, and you can cut the fry.
Okay, yeah.
Or if you've just been doing really high intensity head voice activities, you can just do the fry and you don't have to worry about the ooh. So just something to note, but doing both is not going to harm you. It's not going to do anything bad for you. Okay. That fry, we're keeping it very light. Fry is not loud. Fry is, our vocal folds are barely touching. We're technically in the pulse register, but that's just a technicality. Girl, it feels like.
Yeah.
I experience fry as like a very light vibration. It just feels like a light vibration here. It doesn't feel like a squeeze. It doesn't feel like a push. Again, it's not very loud. You can
barely any air
coming out. You're not pushing any air. I like to do it in and out of a pitch. That is going to take a little bit of practice. So if you were like, I couldn't do it together, that's okay. Just separate them. Just give yourself a little fry. Light chest voice. We're going from barely touching to getting closure, to barely touching to getting closure. We're working coordination. We're working flexibility, which will ultimately put you in control.
Yay! Control. So apparently singers are control freaks. I love it. I feel just
what
at
a
home.
Shock. Me? What the hell? What the app?
I love it. Feel very at home being a control freak. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then our last one was the sigh.
Yes. You held the face first.
This is to check in with our jaw, right? We're not, if your jaw's super tight, you can get in there, give it some light pressure.
Yeah.
When it comes to a jaw massage, you want to do what's comfortable for you. You don't want to push so hard that you are in pain. You know your body best if you've been advised.
I like being in pain though.
I do like
for massages.
Yeah, me too.
Like
when I
go
that,
get a massage, I'm like, girl, deep tissue. Give me all you've got. Make me hurt.
Great point too. When you're not doing it to yourself and are like, let me just look in the mirror and see how much I can press on my face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, that's also why it's great to work with someone. If we're like, let's do a jaw massage, you're going to do it on yourself, most likely. But you can be advised and like, okay, it looks like you're pressing really hard there. You know, you can also experiment like, oh, I know if I apply a little bit more pressure, I feel a big release and maybe I have a little intensity there.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also want to check in with your temples.
And then when you do this... you kind of like touch your temples too at the same time, I guess.
Yeah. When you do this, this is like, I don't know if you've experienced this with like exercise. It's kind of the opposite effect. Like if you're doing crunches and you're feeling it in your neck, if you just put a hand on your abs, it kind of reminds your body to engage it.
Oh, yes.
So here, what we're doing is reminding the body like, girl, chill. You don't masseter, you do not need to like be so grabby. We also got into this muscle. It's the floor of your mouth. Yeah. So it's not your tongue that you're feeling, but it's a muscle that's highly responsible for tensing up your tongue. I started rubbing mine and I was like, oh, wow, good morning.
I felt it too.
My tongue is tight. Yeah.
So just for everybody just listening and not watching, Emily is pushing the thumb underneath the chin.
I like to hook it under the chin and push forward a little bit just to make sure we're not pressing back into the larynx.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, varying amounts of intensity. I know my body at this point, I do a little bit more of an intense push there.
Yeah.
If you're feeling that muscle push down against you, I have news for you, and you have tension. And
Yay,
me too.
Tension.
And don't we all?
I really have to pay attention to the very beginning of the note. Doesn't even really matter how high the pitch is. It's just at the very beginning, my floor. What did you call it?
The floor of your mouth.
The floor of my mouth.
Yeah.
Just kind of wants to start like going just a little, and it's like no.
Yeah.
Stop it.
It's like it doesn't matter then, and then when you're going for, please stay. You're like, why can't I get on this without tension? And it's like, oh, because when we were doing really chill things, there was still tension.
Ooh, okay, that's another thing. I know. I'm like, if you want to belt up here, we have to make sure that down here also feels good and down here feels good and a belt. Yep. We can't just go straight up there.
Yep.
Anyways, tangents.
Yes.
I love it.
And then one more thing. In that sigh, we aimed, I didn't say it then, I probably should have, but we aim for mix.
Yes.
We aim for mix, but it's not the time to workshop. If your voice is cracking, that's fine.
Yeah.
Go for I say a lot of the time for my students, go for the crack, don't go for the push. If you can push your way through and then it's not cracking, but it sounds like this, that is going to be much more challenging to untangle.
Yes. Bad habits.
Bad habits, yeah. Unhelpful habits that just get in your way. And we all have them with like everything ever.
Oh, yes.
We're people.
I have a ton of them.
yeah, me too. Yeah. So, just go for the crack. It's okay. Go for the crack, but see what it feels like when that crack happens. Yeah. Or if it's cracking as you go higher, don't worry about going higher.
Yeah. Again, we're doing this to relax.
Yes.
Not to work out the voice or work out any kinks or anything.
Yeah. It's the touch your toes after working your hamstrings sort of thing.
Yeah. I love it. Anything else about cool downs?
Times to do them. Do it right after high intensity singing. We talked to Chris Murphy, who was on an earlier episode.
Yes, one of your students.
Yeah. When he gigs, he was like, wow, I go home and like, it's just been too long to cool down. And like, you still can cool down like way after your gig at the end of your night. But I said, all right, just grab 2 cocktail straws. And as you pack up your gear, just, I like to say, go in a circular motion. So, in your comfortable range, mostly your speaking range. So that's a great way to cool down. This is one example of a cool down, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to talk about it after so you can see, maybe those exercises are not maybe we went a little challenging with them.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to do that. We went a little challenging with them. So if you are struggling to get the third, the fifth, the eighth, and then the swing, and then the fry into the phonation, that's okay. That's why we talked about it, you know, to say this is the reason. There are lots of things that you can do there. You can, you know, plug in any sort of slide. If you don't have a piano or musical skills, just slide around. You know?
And same with that ooh too. It doesn't need to be hoo. It can just be hoo, 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 hoo. Like just whatever.
And the fry, another thing I like to do in the fry is just say, hi, how are you? Hi, hey, 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 hey. Just stay in fry, move around your fry pitches.
Yeah.
Quote unquote. Move around there. Just use your voice a little bit there. Just keep it very light. Yeah. And then the sigh you can just do based on how you're feeling.
Yeah, so we don't need to follow exactly this with the scales, with the exact notes. If you don't have that handy, just do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Take a couple minutes.
If you're struggling to get some of the technical challenges of this exercise, like that doesn't mean you can't cool down. That doesn't mean you can't, you know, copy and paste and edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Cool.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Emily.
Of course.
My voice is feeling already better than it did before. So
And now we're warm or cooled down.
Yes. we're cooled down and warmed up.
And warmed up. There you go. Good morning. It's 8:30.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for everybody listening. Again, you can just, you know, do the first 5 minutes of this episode over and over and over again every time you cool down. So make sure you save this video or the Spotify, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Just save it so you can come back to this. Check out the links in the description too. We have a couple free exercises that you can download there. Links to book a session if you want to work with us. Other than that, that's it for today.
Yeah.
I love it. Alrighty, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.